Hello again, I am back, and today I just wanted to take a stab at something. It's an insult, actually, an insult that I get on some of the videos. On occasion, they like to throw it out there. They like to try to hurt my feelings by sitting there and saying after watching my video, if they actually watch the whole video and they don't just troll it and comment without actually watching it, which does happen. I've had plenty of videos where if you count the comments, if you look at the time stamp on the comments, they're literally less than a minute apart. There's no way they watch these videos. But something that some people like to say is, that's why I stayed in college, or that's why I'm going to college. And I guess that's supposed to hurt my feelings because I'm uneducated. Gee, why didn't I think of that? Oh, wait a minute, I did go to college. I have a degree. As a matter of fact, I have two. And as a matter of fact, I graduated with full honors. I was a Phi Theta Kappa. There's my key, my other stuff that I got, my sash. I have a few other odds and ends. I didn't walk, but it gave me all of all the stuff. I didn't even have to buy them like you normally do, because my GPA was so freaking high. And I have a monster load of credentials. Most of these are in like child development, because one degree is in like education, and I know you can't really see, but you get the idea. One degree was in education, and the other degree was in computer electronics and software. And both of those degrees are pretty much obsolete at this point. Oh, there's my transcript. I was looking for it. So I wanted to see what my credit hours. 124. Cumulative 139, 124. And GPA was 3.74. I don't know if you can see that. 3.74. And the reason that it wasn't a 4 was because I was late to a couple of biology classes. I missed a couple of biology classes, actually. And also with my college algebra, I screwed up. And I got actually a C on the college algebra. Otherwise, it would have been a 4.0 period. And it's all worthless. It's all worthless. It's not worth the paper it's printed on anymore. The degrees are obsolete because all of those credentials no longer count because they've expired. If I were to go back to college now, most of those credit hours would not be counted. They'd probably count maybe 60 of them. So I'd still have to put in more than a couple of years extra. I would be made to take the college algebra over again. Plus, I'm mired in student debt. I got these. And this is really what started me off on the video. See all this? Those are all student loans, because another creditor bought my student loan out again. It's the third creditor who has purchased my student loan. They buy them from each other. Only this one, instead of putting it all together like it was, broke them all up. And I'm like, why the hell would anybody do that? Why are you going to send me 12 of these? Well, from what I understand, it's so that they can take me to court for every single one, so that they can charge court costs on every single one, which is going to be between $3,000 to $4,000 extra each. For anyone who hasn't been to court on debt collection, that's how it works. You are a jackass. The court will not listen to you. I've actually even been laughed at by judge and prosecutor in debt collection. They think it's funny. Oh, you're just like everyone else. You don't know nothing. You didn't do nothing. Ha ha ha. Got you, didn't we? Literally, I'm not kidding. And then they tack on like $3,400, $3,500 worth of court fees. For what? For what? Does it cost that much? No, it does not. But the judge is going to do whatever they say because you're just wrong. It doesn't matter why you can't pay. They don't care. They don't care. I don't even go to them anymore. If I get a debt collection notice, I don't bother to go because I already know what they're going to do. What's the point? So they broke this up so that they could really stick it to me. And this is about, I want to say, $7,800 worth face value that I can't pay. I can't pay. And yeah, I did try to get a deferment. I requested a deferment, was told that I had a deferment, but then started getting debt collection and was told that I don't have a deferment. And I was like, well, I did have one. Well, no, well, you don't now. And apply for it again and wasn't granted the deferment. So it can't be put on hold. They're just gonna screw me. So how's that college experience working out for you? I don't have a great college experience. My college experience was not Animal House. It wasn't fun. It was just work. It was a lot of work. And I did well in college. I mean, hell, even in college philosophy, I had like 120% because I did all the extra credit too. English was the same thing. I had like 110, 112% in English. People hated me for it. I did really well in school, but there's no benefit from it. There really isn't. And I'm not trying to discourage anyone from going to college or from getting the college experience or pursuing a degree, but it's not for everybody, and it's not always what everything that's cracked up to be. And as far as the degrees, I mean, honestly, no job that I ever got, I got because of them. I did not get a job because of any college experience or any degree or any paper. The three highest paying jobs that I've had, which was director of the daycare, didn't need a college degree, director of correctional facility for juvenile justice authority, required a bachelor's degree, which I did not have at the time, and they gave me a waiver. They said, your experience is enough. We'll just give you a waiver. We do it all the time. So the degree didn't help me get that job. And then Frito-Lay, when I worked for PepsiCo as a skilled processor, I was making really good money doing that. And there were people there that were making more than I was. There were people there that were making like $35, $38 an hour that didn't even graduate high school. They didn't even graduate high school. It's hilarious. So, I mean, because of that, because of the debt, because it never got applied to anything, because it's not applicable towards going back to school anyway, if I wanted to go back to school, there are times where I regret that I went at all. It's like, what's the point? At the very least, I wouldn't have the debt now. And I'm sorry to say there's a lot of people that feel that way. And that's a shame, because that's one of the American dream lies that they teach you. That's like, oh, you've got to get a great education, and you've got to do, oh yeah, that's great. You know, there's a lot of people that have a great education that aren't working, or that aren't working where they thought they'd be. I worked as a cashier with a guy. He was a cashier also, who had a master's degree in clinical psychology. Couldn't even get an internship. He was on a waiting list. He was on like a 1.5 year waiting list for an internship. And what's an internship? Working for free. And two of my alma mater from my graduating class are baristas at a local Starbucks. A Starbucks in a Barnes & Noble bookstore. That's what they're doing with their college degrees, because they couldn't find work in their fields. They just couldn't. So it's not all it's cracked up to be. It's a lie, really. And like I said, I'm not trying to be discouraging for people that have had a good college experience, because some people have. And some people have gotten a degree and it worked out really well for them. But that's not everybody. It's not everybody. And it's kind of misleading to try to push people into this. And I'm not an advocate for free college either. Because, you know, a lot of people are like, oh, well, you know, you should be able to go to college for free up to an associate's, up to 2-year college. How's that working out for public school? Free school, how well is that working out? When you get free school, that means the government's going to be all in your business. They're going to have a standard that they're going to demand. You're not going to be able to roll people out, because that's how colleges keep their levels up, is by getting rid of students who don't perform, right? But they'd be forced to keep them, which means they would have to lower their standards, or they would do what most public schools do, lie about their standards and about their averages. How many times have you seen a public school district in trouble for falsifying the numbers. Colleges would be doing it, and you'd have people graduating who were about as dumb as when they walked in. Another thing that's caused me a lot of issues with this, it's not necessarily because of this actually. Another thing that has hindered me from getting any kind of a professional job is because of the credit report now. Between the student loan big issue and the levy from the IRS pinned a levy on my credit report that's pretty damaging. Because a few years back, I had gone out for M&M's Mars because, like I said, I was a skilled processor at Frito-Lay. So I have that kind of experience in supervising industrial machinery, the operation thereof for food service. And they were really interested, and then they dropped me. And off the record, of course, and I really appreciate the guy for being honest with me, actually, because usually human resources people, they don't give a shit. They really don't. And he just told me off the record, and so I'm not going to say who he is ever, that they check credit reports, and part of the problem was that levy makes me look like a crook. The IRS has a levy on your credit report. It looks like you did something really nasty, and I didn't. So that's another thing. But yeah, I mean, it's not all it's cracked up to be. But again, for all those people who like to go on my videos and throw that out because you think you're hurting me, as oh, that's why I stayed in college. That's why I got a college degree. Kiss my ass. You don't know what you're talking about. College. I have a degree. As a matter of fact, I have two. And as a matter of fact, I graduated apart. There's no way they watch these videos. But something that some people like to say is, that's why I stayed in college, or that's why I'm going to college. And I guess that's supposed to hurt my feelings because I'm uneducated. Gee, why didn't I think of that? Oh, wait a minute, I did go to college. By sitting there and saying after watching my video, if they actually watch the whole video and they don't just troll it and comment without actually watching it, which does happen. I've had plenty of videos where if you count the comments, if you look at the time stamp on the comments, they're literally less than a minute. Hello again, I am back, and today I just wanted to take a stab at something. It's an insult, actually, an insult that I get on some of the videos. On occasion, they like to throw it out there. They like to try to hurt my feelings with full honors. I was Phi Theta Kappa. There's my key, my other stuff that I got, my sash. I have a few other odds and ends. I didn't walk, but they gave me all of the stuff. I didn't even have to buy them like